What's up, guys? Joe and Kevin back from You Talking to Me.
Hello.
We're doing a pod today, motherfuckers. We're doing it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are going to do this. We're going to talk about just 2022 in general, the first half of the year, what we've seen so far, and what's to come.
Yeah, and we're going to talk not just quantity, but also quality. Historically, and I had to look this up, I was kind of curious, because we've had some really good movies this year.
Yeah.
I feel like strong films this year.
Absolutely.
And I was kind of curious, how because it's happened, how many films that came out in the first half of the year, that came out between January and July historically, have won the Best Picture Oscar. And I was surprised to see that it was 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's way more than I thought.
That's about a third of them, right?
That's insane.
Yeah, have actually been Best Picture winners. I mean, some of obviously dating back to the 30s and the 40s, before we have the model that we have now.
Yeah, the model has been in place for like the last 30 years.
But we still have films that broke through even that model, right? Some of the bigger ones. I
think like Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs is a great example, because that was a January movie and
swept the Oscars.
Typically, the way that film releases have worked for the last 30 or 40 years is you have your summer movies, right?
Yeah.
Jaws kind of created the summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
And you had this idea of that's when people are off work and excited to go see movies. That's when you put out your ones you want to make a killing on.
Yeah.
So maybe not your highest art, usually, with some exceptions.
Usually, yeah. It's like, then like you get into September, well, really October, November.
Agreed.
December is like when the real Academy Award.
Your prestige pieces start coming out.
Sure.
That's when your think pieces and you want to get recency with the awards voters. Like, this is close to the last thing they saw.
And they always say that January is like a dumping ground, so to speak.
January, February, March have historically been dumping grounds.
But what's weird now is so January typically is like the carryover from December. Like, so to qualify to be nominated for Academy Award, you have to be released in a theater.
Right.
So you'll get like limited releases in December or November.
Like Power of the Dog did.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. But like even like I'm trying to think of like a mainstream movie before COVID that like did this. Like American Sniper, I think was like one of them. I don't know why I picked that. That was just one that came to mind.
That are technically January movies, but they put them in a few theaters.
It's wide releases in January,
right.
But like it premiered in like 24 theaters in December.
I feel like a lot of films do that now. Actually, there are a lot of movies like they hit the limited release at Christmas time, but they don't actually hit wide release for most people who are eligible to see them until January. I think that happens a lot.
Yeah, like if you live in a big city, you can go see these movies.
Yeah, if you're in New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, you're probably okay finding these films.
But like people in the Midwest.
Yeah, if you're us, it's much more of a challenge.
Better idea. 1917. That was one of the last movies I saw before COVID.
Yeah.
That was a January release for us, but obviously qualified for the year previously. So
sure.
It was a good example.
But yeah, Silence of the Lambs, I mean, look at the success of that one. It was only the second movie to win the Big Five.
Yeah.
And it was a January dumping ground movie.
It's a great movie, too. Like one of my all-time favorites.
And then you have some of the summer, big budget summer ones that end up winning Oscars, Best Picture, kind of by accident of being popular and good. Your Forrest Gumps and your Gladiators.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was was Rocky a summer release?
I don't know.
Okay, that's probably before the model. That's back in the 70s, but still. It would be a summer release now.
And The Godfather was a March release, but that's an interesting one on its own. Because if you're not familiar with the story of The Godfather's release, it was March, but the studio knew it was going to be a massive critical and commercial success. They did it in March because it is the first film ever that followed the mass release model we use now. Yeah. It took some convincing, but The Godfather, the producers were able to convince the studio to dump it in 300 theaters on opening weekend, which was unheard of at the time because they knew they were the only game in town in March, that the book had been a bestseller for more than a year, that everyone was excited about it, and they knew they'd made a kick-ass movie. Yeah. And so they put all that together and gambled on the fact that we can just have a monster opening weekend on one press release. It worked, and now how many movies do that now? How many movies bank on big opening weekends now?
So fucking many.
All of them. Yeah. That's what big budget movies do now is follow the Godfather model.
It's weird because you're absolutely right. Like all those movies, like they bank off that opening weekend. Mm-hmm. But it's like I think some studios do that to a malicious extent because they don't really care about the legs, so to speak, that a movie has. You know what I mean? Like they're like, this is gonna be a huge property. People are gonna go see it in the weekend, and then it just dies the second week.
The biggest example of that, what got the most backlash, was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3.
Oh.
It had a huge opening weekend because they mass marketed the crap out of it, knowing it was not a good movie.
Yeah.
Everyone saw it that weekend. Everyone said, "Oh my God, this is terrible." And the studio's was bragging, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, we broke box office records. And everyone's like, yeah, you duped all of us into thinking that you were giving us a movie we wanted, and you gave us this piece of shit.
I think the same thing was Batman vs. Superman.
100%.
Had the highest opening weekend of all time. It didn't break $1 billion because...
It was bad.
Yeah, legs didn't have legs.
Right. Yeah, we always talk about that. How much is going to make the opening weekend? But the more interesting number is what's the drop off into week 2?
Is there longevity?
When you see movies that are like huge opening weekend, 70% drop in week 2, it's like, oh, this was a movie everyone wanted to see, saw it, and realized this is crap.
It's weird to think that like a movie with Batman and Superman didn't break $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like, it had the highest opening weekend of all time and the lowest drop off of all time.
Oh, yeah,
too,
yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, shit happens. That was a March release as well. It also depends on, like, if people are in school.
There's a lot of factors. How the economy's doing. If there's a disease.
Pandemic. Yeah. But it's like this year, it's kind of weird because there's been a bounce back, man. I mean, like, we'll talk about
the theaters have come back hard thanks to a couple of movies.
Yeah.
They deserve every bit of credit. The theaters, it started last year with Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, dude, Spider-Man brought people back to the movies for sure, because I didn't go see Shang-Chi in theaters. I didn't see the Eternals in theaters.
I didn't either.
And fucking, Spider-Man was
I was out of the theaters with everyone. Like, they were closed around us forever. I'm sure most places they were closed.
They opened it.
Very
July?
limited. Yeah, they opened it limited July with limited seating, social distance seating, limited capacity.
So that's one, I mean... That alone, limited social distancing. I mean, you can't sell as many tickets that way.
100%. Yeah, if you can only do 50% capacity in your theaters, you're going to lose money.
A fuckload of money, and that's why we'll talk about this here shortly. The studios are wanting to dump more stuff on streaming. So today we're not just talking about movie theaters. We're talking about movies just as a whole this year.
Absolutely.
And we might throw some TV shows in there too, because I feel like as far as theatricality goes, I mean, studios are like, well, if it's going to streaming anyways, we might as well get more bang for our buck and make it a series.
Yeah, and honestly, we've talked about this before. We're in that golden age of television where they're making so many great television shows.
So many shows right now, man.
Across so many platforms that it's kind of hard to keep up with them. But my God, there's so much good stuff.
It's been a great year for TV.
It has.
It's been a great couple of years for TV, for being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like since The Sopranos and West Wing, at the kind of early, right at the millennium, kind of. Yeah. We've kind of rolled into really, really strong television since then, and in a lot of ways, the prestige is higher on TV than movies now, because movies are still, please come see us make a movie, whereas television, like, you get Academy Award-winning actors doing television shows now. Yeah. Unheard of 20 years ago.
It's because they get more freedom.
Yeah. They can explore a character longer. There's sometimes more interest. There's more interest in it.
A lot of these filmmakers that can't get a movie made, they can get a TV show made.
Yeah.
And that's where they're going, and it's...
AMC and HBO, those places like that have just killed it in terms of, like, we're going to do some prestige television.
Yeah, and even like services like Amazon Prime, Apple, Hulu. I like Hulu. They've got the FX now, so I mean, like, FX. And
I was going to say, does Hulu have much? Do they do much as far as original programming, or they just buy original content?
I think FX is exclusively for Hulu, so that's technically their like original programming. As far as like Hulu originals, I'm not sure.
Yeah, like they have original film releases like Palm Springs and Prey, but I'm not sure if they produce those at all, like Netflix does, or if they just purchase them post.
It's all Disney now, because like it's 20th
right,
century.
Disney, right? Disney owns Hulu.
It was Fox. Now it's 20th Century Studios, so it's Disney, and like that's where they put their stuff.
Right.
So. Which Prey, which we'll talk about here later, was supposed to be a theatrical release, but they have this weird thing going on. So any 20th Century Studio film that goes out to a theater, after 45 days, has to go to both HBO Max and Hulu. And they were like, we don't want Prey to go to HBO Max, so we're just going to put it on the streaming service.
That's so weird.
I know. Well, it's weird because they HBO Max signed some kind of deal with Fox years prior, and to where, like, they're going to get rights to their movies that go out to theaters. That's why last night Soho was on there, and the French Dispatch.
Yeah.
Well, the Batman's Warner's, but like the French Dispatch was on there, and there's something else in there. But
Dune?
Dune was Warner's as well, I believe.
Was it just one they bought early?
Yeah.
Because it was a simultaneous HBO Max and studio release.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not doing that very much longer. We can talk about HBO Max's game plan here soon.
Yeah, we are film and television fans, which means we are as pissed off as everyone else is that likes HBO Max as far as the Discovery plan down the road here.
So let's start with that. So canceling the Batgirl movie is one thing.
Yeah, and I don't like that shit at all, and I have no interest in Batgirl, but as a concept. As a principle of canceling a completed project like that,
it's a little fucked
and
up.
Saying screw you to everybody that spent a year working on it or more for pre and post production people. Now that sucks.
Obviously, we don't know the full situation. Nobody really knows the full situation except for the people that are working on it.
Right? There's a lot of people just not talking about it.
So the word was they screened it twice. They did 2 test screenings, and apparently it was awful.
Sure,
and that's why they did that. But that doesn't really give you an excuse to...
Yeah, there are a lot of awful movies that get released.
Yeah.
I have Netflix. I've seen some of them.
Oh my god, yeah, Netflix is like...
Netflix, I love Netflix. I like most of their original shows. Some of their movies are fun. But they also dump some absolute garbage original films out.
Their hit-to-miss ratio is pretty staggered.
Unimpressive.
Pretty staggered, for sure.
Especially with the amount of money they throw at some of these things.
Fucking A, dude. Like, we got 3 Kissing Booth movies, but we can't get a fucking Mindhunter season 3. You know what
seriously,
I mean, dude? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, Netflix, I love you.
Yeah, right.
But it's like an abusive relationship. It really is.
Like, I dare you to watch yet another bad Adam Sandler comedy that we're making this poor guy make.
It really is. It's like an ex that beats you up, beats you down. It's like, here, eat these fucking Adam Sandler movies. And they're like, here you go.
Watch
the Scorsese films. You know,
yeah.
Here's the Irishman. Here's the greatest film of the last 10 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, so it's.
You got your Power of the Dog. Now you get the ridiculous 6.
I know. It's
awful.
It really is mind-boggling.
But yeah, so we get back on topic here, a lot of us, and Joe and I included, and a lot of people are concerned that with this merger at HBO Max, they fired a lot of their creatives immediately, which is a bad sign as far as original content goes. Because I love HBO original content.
Yeah.
Including HBO Max.
So I think that doesn't mean HBO is going away. It just means like...
but some of the HBO Max originals.
Stuff. Yeah.
That's where we get Peacemaker. That's where we get Hacks. You know, we get... The Flight Attendant. You know, we get there's a lot of good stuff.
There's something else in there too. Okay, so I guess James Gunn's developing another spin-off of the Suicide Squad, and he came out recently and said that the project's not in jeopardy. So my guess is they're like, yeah, the things that work we're going to keep, but they're going to be rebranded as HBO.
Right, and I'm fine with that. But here's the problem: HBO has historically, ever since The Sopranos, done a great job with the original content, and in firing all of their creatives. That means we might not get new stuff. You know what I mean? We might not get more. Certainly not as good or as much.
Sure. I mean...
That bums me out.
It bums me out, too. I really hope they don't take away, like, the app itself is great.
Right.
Like, you got your Turner Classic Movies on there. If you want to see classic films, you can see those. I like the DC Hub on there. I mean, there's Cartoon... There's so many options. Like, it's like the full package. It really is for
It's the one streaming service for movie fans, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the one where you can find a movie that if you want to watch a movie... obviously Amazon's got films. Netflix has films.
Netflix has got a lot of good stuff.
But the catalog, as far as running the gamut of movies of all different types, all different genres, all different eras, HBO's the clear winner.
100%. And it doesn't have ads. Like, you go to Hulu. Right. I mean, like, I don't pay for the Supreme Hulu, but I mean, like, there's ads constantly throughout the movies. Peacock's funny. Because if it's a Universal film, which is like the parent company of Peacock, there's no ads. But if it's like New Line Cinema, Warner Brothers, or something else, you have ads throughout the movie. And I really can't stand that shit.
Sure.
If I'm paying for the service, I don't want to have it. You know what I mean? Like a Pluto or Tubi, give me the ads.
Right, it's free,
I mean?
right.
But on something I'm paying for, I don't want fucking ads. So
completely. Like a Netflix talking about slipping ads in. I'm like, I'm not paying you $15 a month if you're going to throw ads in.
That would be the nail in the coffin. If they put ads in there, I would be done.
I would too. Yeah. You give me enough ads for your own movies when I'm watching. But yeah, so we're all kind of hoping HBO Max stays HBO Max. I'm not sure if it will. I don't give a crap about Discovery TV. No offense to anybody, but I am not a reality TV guy at all. I like scripted television and movies. I like stuff that has production value that people thought about beforehand. I like storytelling.
Same.
And reality TV doesn't do any of that for
like
me.
junk food for your brain.
Yeah, it really is.
And don't get me wrong, I can get down with some
I like
Jersey
some
Shore.
of the cooking shows, the cooking competition shows.
So you go to Flavor Town ever?
I don't go to Flavor Town.
You're not a Flavor Town guy?
No, but I'll go to Chopped every once in a while,
Chopped,
or
okay.
Guy's Grocery. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I think that one's fun.
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's a place for it, but like,
Not
there's
on
a place
HBO, though.
for everything.
Right.
You
Keep it away from my HBO Max.
Put Discovery, put it on the tab. There's a TC, put it right below TCM.
Right.
Put it on there. You know what I mean? Like,
But if they start pulling content for, Pimp My Kitchen or whatever the hell, whatever the hell they've got on Discovery, I will be upset if I start losing scripted stuff in favor of reality TV stuff.
To play devil's advocate, I get what they're saying. They don't want to put any more money into movies that are going straight to streaming because their profit's not the same.
Sure.
So it's like, if you don't want to make movies for the streaming service, fine. If you want to reevaluate the quality of your projects, great. Netflix could fucking definitely benefit from that as well.
Right. But
don't take it all away.
Right. When you fire all of your creatives, that signals something bad for me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, on the theatrical side of things, we've had a pretty big year. I think even looking back in January, each month it seems like we've had at least one or two big movies.
Yeah, we were benefiting from the stall out during projects held back during the lockdown.
Yeah,
some of them are coming out now,
and like it was a huge. I mean, 2021 and even this year has been huge for production. People are working like crazy. The only downside is in some of the shows and movies, you kind of can tell it's a COVID production. Lots of conversations with two people in one room.
A lot of telephone calls, conversations.
Yeah, remote locations, that kind of thing. Like, I think Old was the biggest example of that.
Old?
That was last year, obviously, but still, like, it was, 6 people on an island.
Yeah.
All right, you know what I mean?
Kimmy, it was a girl with agoraphobia.
That is one I have not seen yet. I need to.
It's a movie about a girl who's scared to be out in public.
Yeah.
So they spend most of the movie with her kind of isolated by herself before the finale.
I love
Act 3.
Zoe Kravitz and Steven Soderbergh.
It's a good movie, but it's definitely a COVID movie.
You can kind of feel it.
100%.
Like I think Kevin and I are both watching The Old Man with Jeff Bridges, and
also Isolation.
So much, and it's like it's a really good like spy thriller, and like got like a political edge to it, but it is a little like, let's get going, come on,
100%.
Can you guys get out of the office?
There's only so many phone conversations I want to watch with Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow.
Just him being so beat up and down. It's like, all right, go fucking kill somebody, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You started off strong. Let's get back to that.
So I think I saw. Let's start with January. We have not seen everything this year, but we've seen most of the hits. I feel like I watched Scream, the fifth Scream film. I hate it when horror franchises do that. They're like, we're just going to name it the first name, like Halloween, Scream.
Right. Let's make it confusing.
It's fucking annoying. But this movie actually was surprisingly good. Obviously, it's Wes Craven has passed away, so it's not him. But most of the original cast return. It's got a great homage to the first film. It's very much a Scooby-Doo, like a whodunit. Sure. You know what I mean? And I kind of ate this shit up. So that was kind of a fun watch to see this year. Did you see Scream?
No.
Okay. Well, it's on Paramount Plus now, so it's definitely worth streaming, guys. Solid watch. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I didn't watch. There's an Ice Age movie? The Ice Age.
There's always Ice Age movies.
Okay, that's a Disney Plus thing. That's probably why. Moonfall and Jackass Forever.
I'm going to watch Moonfall because I don't know if Joe and I have stressed it enough. We are not huge fans of Mr. Emmerich.
No.
I think his movies are complete schlock and always have been.
I think we decided Stargate was his best movie.
Stargate's his best movie, and if your best movie was Stargate in 1994, you're not a killer filmmaker.
And it's his best movie because fucking James Spader and Kurt Russell.
Right.
And like, if you got those two in your movie, you can make the biggest piece of shit ever, and it's still gonna be great, you know.
But yeah, I don't like his stuff. I'm gonna watch Moonfall because, from what I understand about Moonfall, it is not just bad. It is, how the hell did this get made with any budget, let alone this huge budget, train wreck, a child taking a shit in the street bad. Yeah,
child taking a shit in the street bad. So we've talked about it for a long time. We obviously do watch-alongs. Check the Patreon, by the way. We want to do a watch-along where we take a shot every time something ridiculous happens.
That'd be a great one, actually.
I think Moonfall would be a lot of fun. So
because I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, right?
I've not seen it.
So whenever we can stream Moonfall, that would be a good one to get drunk to. Because I really feel like it's not the kind of movie you need to pay attention to for nuance.
Yeah, just the fact that the moon is falling out of the sky and this isn't the trailer.
I understand they're aliens, and I don't know what's happening.
I'm all for creative sci-fi shit. This just seemed like
I love sci-fi if it's good. This does not seem like good sci-fi. Anyway, digress.
Jackass Forever was awesome. I mean, okay, so that kind of sounds juvenile. It was really good for a Jackass movie. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of production to this one. Lots of great needle drops. Some of the stunt work in this movie is probably going to be some of the best stunt work of the year, just because a lot of the movies that were coming out that are action heavy are not practical.
Right.
There's some really impressive stunts in this film. You're like, holy shit! Like, how'd they do that? Like, lots of great homages to Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin, which is really weird to say about a movie that's stuffed to the brim with dick jokes. So,
right, yeah.
Jackass Forever was fun. Also on Paramount Plus, you can stream that. Kimmy, which you just mentioned,
also fun, but also very much a COVID movie.
Yes. Death on the Nile. That came out. That was a thing this year. Remember that?
Yeah, it was. I think the approach to the release was bigger than the release itself, which is never a good sign.
So that earlier we were talking about how 20th Century Fox goes to HBO Max. That was one of them too.
Yeah.
So you can stream that on HBO Max. Marry Me was kind of sweet. It was a nice little rom-com with Owen Wilson and J-Lo, Mrs. Affleck. Let's see. The In Between, didn't watch it, but it's also on Paramount. Uncharted. Did you see Uncharted?
I did not.
Me neither. Okay, so maybe we missed out. February was a big month. I didn't see Uncharted because I'm not really a Tom Holland guy, but apparently people.
I like Tom Holland. I like Mark Wahlberg. I don't like. I have never seen a video game movie that worked, and so I don't think Uncharted is going to be the one that breaks that ground.
It's on Netflix.
Is it?
Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Background while I'm cleaning or something.
Yeah, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it, so I'll give it a shot. Did not watch Dog with Channing Tatum. I got a thing with animal movies. I just can't do it. I don't, even if the dog lives, I don't want that stress. I don't need that stress in my life. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Netflix one. The biggest piece of shit I've seen all year.
Because I know a dozen people who watched it, and the consensus is exactly what Joe said.
It's the worst movie of the year.
Everyone has said that this is the worst movie they've seen in a long time.
Honestly, anything else I watched this year
will be better.
Yeah, it just gets points for not being this fucking piece of shit.
Moonfall is probably a better movie than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Literally, dude. It was... Honestly, I'm getting mad just thinking about it.
Everyone did. Everyone had like a visceral reaction to how bad that movie was.
It was like really a violent, guttural outburst of just, I want this off my television. So
right.
We're going to move on from that piece of shit. Studio 666, apparently that was fun. That was a Dave Grohl Foo Fighters band movie. It was in theaters for a little bit. Medea, hey, Medea's got a movie this year?
Medea has a movie every year.
Tyler fucking Perry, how do you get these movies funded? No Exit apparently is really good. It's a Hulu original, also 20th Century Fox thing. The Batman.
Saw it in the theater. Loved it.
I think I saw it like 3 times.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
After Yang also came out around the same time. It was a Colin Farrell A24 film. I never saw it, but it's like a sci-fi family film. It's like a drama, I guess. Fresh with Sebastian Stan. I guess he's like a cannibal.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch that one?
I didn't.
It's kind of weird. I kind of fell asleep halfway through. The Adam Project was fun.
It's fun. It's a Netflix movie you can live with or without.
It solidified Sean Levy getting the Deadpool 3 job.
It did.
So, I mean, we got that to look forward to. But yeah, it was
a fine action movie.
It was Netflix being like, here you go. Here's some candy.
Here's something I spent a lot of money on, some eye candy.
Yeah. Turning Red. I've been lacking on a lot of the Pixar movies, guys.
There've been just so many of them lately that.
And also, I don't know.
Like Marvel. They're just kicking them out so fast now that it's like, do I need to stay on like as a TV series on these?
And Pixar was fun going to the theater to see. They played the little shorts before the movies, and now it's just like boom, 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 and it's just too much.
Right. Then it's just another animated television thing.
Yeah. The Outfit was another big release with Mark Rylance.
Yep.
Not a Mark Rylance guy.
I like Mark Rylance, but I didn't see The Outfit.
Deep Water with Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas.
You watched it, right?
I did. I really wanted to like this movie because it's Adrian Lynn, Fatal Attraction, and it's like, I miss a good erotic thriller. That was a very 90s. That was a huge, they were huge in the 90s.
They were massive in the 90s.
Fatal Attraction.
Jade.
With fucking David Caruso. And so, like, looking at this movie, I'm like, great, yeah, I'm all here for Deep Water. And it just kind of fell apart. Ben Affleck does eat ass in this movie. Don't know if that's going to make you want to watch it, but it's
you can probably Google a short video online of
Ben Affleck eating
just
ass.
the scene of Ben Affleck eating ass.
Yeah. Without context, it's probably not that fun, but oh well. Of course, they remade Cheaper by the Dozen. I don't know why you would want to, but it's a second remake they made.
Yeah.
Okay. X. Oh, I saw X in theaters. X was also really good. Kind of a fun set of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we got one good Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie this year. Let's see. What is Master? Okay, so Regina Hall.
No idea.
Huh, okay. So lots of stuff they're going to streaming. The Lost City, that was another Channing Tatum movie this year. Apparently really, really funny. I think that one, I believe...
It's on Paramount now.
It's on Paramount now?
Yeah.
Lots of stuff for Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is kind of slowly coming up this year, I've noticed.
Sure.
Because Paramount's had a lot of movies released, and they are following that whole 45 days, it's on the streaming service, except for one movie, which we'll get to here very soon. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
This has been my favorite movie of the year so far.
It's my top 3. For sure.
For me, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and we were kind of talking about like those Oscar winners in the first half of the year. I feel like, and this is just my opinion, that for this year, that is the only movie that I can absolutely say 100% that is going to be nominated for Best Picture at the end of the year, despite being a March release.
If it's not, I don't know what else you have.
I think it's a contender to win at this point. Now, obviously, we still
at this point for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we obviously still have all of the fall release prestige movies coming, which usually knock these movies down.
Yeah.
But Everything Everywhere All at Once is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think I cried really hard in the theater.
Right.
The whole theater just went through a roller coaster of emotions. It really is.
I think the movie takes you there. It
does.
It's in the title, right? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
You genuinely feel every single emotion.
Right, and they don't give you time to feel any of them. It's like,
no.
Joke, crush my soul. Joke, crush my soul. Action, crush my soul, joke. And it's like, oh, let me stay in my feelings for a minute. And I'm glad it didn't let me.
It was great that, you go to a theater with a room full of people you just don't know. They're just all strangers. And the fact that everybody can have this, experience together was just really cool. So yeah. I'm glad I got to see that. Let's see. We're kind of skipping over a lot of these,
some of these I've never even heard of, right?
I've seen them scrolling through HBO.
We get into April and June. So now we're getting into the summer category.
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention
Morbius.
We still haven't seen it.
I'll watch it when it's free, and I'll probably hate it. Is kind of what I'm thinking.
I think I've seen enough online, and just you guys get it. So we don't have.
Some of you poor bastards spent money to watch it, and for that, I'm sorry.
I am sorry, guys.
I empathize. I don't sympathize. I'm not the one who made the goddamn thing.
Look, if you're watching it ironically, good for you.
Right. If you're watching it this is going to be kick ass, you had a bad day.
Sorry, buddy. Ambulance, we've talked about Ambulance before.
Yep.
Love it. Michael Bay's the man. All the Old Knives. We had 2 Chris Pine movies go straight to Amazon. It's kind of weird. Father Stu, Mark Wahlberg. What's up, buddy?
Again, overly marketed, and then nothing really after it came out.
At all. We had it was in theaters here. We live in the Midwest. It's super conservative here, so it ran for a while in our theaters.
Sure.
Fantastic Beasts. Not a fan.
I don't do any of the Harry Potter stuff, and I never have. Sorry, I know that's
I like some
a hot
of
take,
the original films, but the Fantastic Beasts movies have not been my thing.
Yeah,
so I skipped it.
I know nothing.
I think you can stream it now, though, so check that out if you guys want to. Titanic 666. Okay,
I'm sure that was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a horror movie about the Titanic.
The bad guys. Oh, okay, that's an animated.
That's an animated one, yeah.
The Northman. The Northman was fucking insane. I think we talked about that a little bit. This might have a chance to get nominated. It does feel prestigious, but at the same time, it might just be a little too out there for the Academy.
And being early hurts it. You don't have the recency factor.
I don't know if it's any more out there than Everything Everywhere All at Once. There's literally a butt plug fight in that movie.
I love it.
And in this movie, you have Ethan Hawke acting like a dog. So I don't know. We'll see. It's shot really well, and it got some really incredible action sequences. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I still haven't seen this one.
I watched it. I had a great time.
Yeah.
If you're wondering if this is an Academy Award kind of movie, 1,000% no. It is pure self-referential winking, meta popcorn bullshit.
Just referencing all those films.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. In fact, it got to the point where it was almost a little too meta for me at times.
Too much Cage. Too much
Cage talking about Cage.
Is this the Avengers Endgame of Nicolas Cage movies?
Yeah, completely.
Fuck yeah. All right, I'll take that. I need to check this out. I have to rent it at some point in time. All right. Let's see. The Survivor. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so that's April. Then we go into May, which Doctor Strange.
Kicked off May with Doctor Strange, which we've talked about.
Yep. good movie still.
Yeah,
I like where it stands.
I liked it in the theater a lot more than I liked it on a rewatch.
I watched it on Disney Plus recently. I like it.
Yeah,
I don't love it, but I like it better than other movies.
I think what hurts Doctor Strange is the fact that expectations were unreasonably high for it. Like this is going to be the one that really opens up the next phase of Marvel and blah blah blah. And it just didn't.
Spider-Verse, everyone's like, "Oh my god, cameos!"
Yeah, everyone was sure that Tom Cruise's Iron Man was going to be there. Like we were going to get everybody in on a cameo, which of course didn't happen. Yeah, we did get Krasinski, but that's I think
people are wanting more quality now, which the Batman has given us.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be the best superhero film of the year. Sorry, guys. It's our opinion. Marmaduke? All right. Well, we got another Marmaduke movie. Let's see. Firestarter. That was a Zac Efron Peacock original. It's obviously a Stephen King book. I like the Drew Barrymore movie.
I love the Drew Barrymore movie. I did not see this.
Yeah, probably not going to. It looks really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad, guys. Chippendale Rescue Rangers is apparently a lot of fun.
Sure.
Have you there's a lot of cameos, and it's directed by Akiva Schaffer, who did the Lonely Island videos.
I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to kids movies. I only watch the children's movies if I'm told this is the one that's going to be up for Best Picture or Best Animated Film.
So I was on Twitter recently, and they were talking about this movie, and they were showing screenshots from the film, and a lot of the jokes are very adult. And they're kind of comparing it to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But I'm like, I want to watch this. I just have to get around to it because apparently the references are really, really good. Men, I didn't see Men.
I didn't either.
I meant to get around to it, but I'm not an Alex Garland guy. Alex Garland, I think, is very fucking pretentious, and everything I've heard about this movie just kind of solidifies that. So if I can watch it for free, I will. Sorry if you're an Alex Garland fan.
Here's the deal: when the message is more important than the story, I don't want to see it. I don't need to be preached to for an entire film.
And
I got to be entertained.
Exactly. Here's my thing. Obviously, we all know what Men is about how we're the worst. That's not why I don't want to see it.
No, not at all. There are plenty of movies about men sucking that I think are great movies.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, right, completely. Men ruin the world. Men destroy the earth is the theme of that movie, and I love that movie.
But yeah, Alex Garland is just trying too hard to fucking be Stanley Kubrick, so fuck you, Alex Garland. All right. Top Gun Maverick, the movie of the fucking year, man.
I got to be honest. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to as a film.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a much stronger film than the original. Yep. I think the plot has some moments where it's kind of silly.
Sure.
But, But
sure.
At the same time, that is what everything you want in a summer movie.
I think this movie was one of the best theater experiences I've had.
Yeah. You get invested in everybody that's in this film. The stakes are high.
You know what's funny? I just realized this now. I've had three of my favorite theater experiences this year alone, being Top Gun, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Batman. Those three movies, I haven't had more fun at a movie theater in fucking years.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it feels like there's so many movies this year, is because these movies we're getting in theaters have been so fucking quality.
Yeah.
And this one was just aces.
Everything you want from a blockbuster movie.
Yeah, dude. You cried, you laughed, you fucking got to watch planes go upside down. All right, let's see. Crimes of the Future, I want to see. I like David Cronenberg quite a bit.
Sure.
But he's very fucking weird.
Yes, Cronenberg is weird.
Oh, Bob's Burgers. I don't know if you guys are Bob's Burgers fans. That came out on HBO Max.
I watched it. It just felt like a 90-minute Bob Burgers episode.
Yeah.
Which I love Bob's Burgers, the show, but I think it works better for 30 minutes and not 90, so I was getting fatigue. I was getting Bob's Burgers fatigue watching the movie.
Yeah.
That's just me personally.
I like the show, but I don't think I'd like it enough to watch a movie.
Yeah, if you don't love the show, you're probably not going to like the movie because it is 100% just a long episode.
It's just an episode.
Yeah.
Fire Island, I've heard good things about that. Jurassic World, didn't see it.
Didn't see it, heard nothing but garbage things about it.
Yeah, even for people that love Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I had friends that went opening night because they love these movies and were pissed off at the end of this one.
Another one that I'll wait to stream.
Completely.
Hustle with Adam Sandler. Pretty good. Adam Sandler, I like that he's doing a lot of dramatic work right now.
I haven't seen it. I am going to, and I heard it's good.
It's kind of almost like Moneyball.
Right.
Kind of in a strange way. Jennifer Lopez has a halftime show, or it's called Jennifer Lopez Halftime. It's a documentary about her doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl. I just want to point this out because it's really funny. So she was married to Alex Rodriguez for a while.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Or engaged. I don't know if they were actually married.
You're right. I think they were just engaged. Yeah. Anyway, they were in a long-term relationship while this was happening, and they completely edited him out of the film.
Are you serious?
He's not in it at all. You can kind of see his arm in one of the things, and I think
they were throwing shade.
They sneaked Ben Affleck in the very end. It's really funny.
It's pretty funny.
It's really funny. Father of the Bride.
Another remake.
It's weird that we got 2 different Steve Martin remakes.
Yeah.
Which those original films with Steve Martin were remakes.
Yeah, those aren't even originals.
That's fucking weird. Okay. Lightyear. Lots of controversy. It's on Disney Plus. I was kind of had it on in the background the other day. It looks really cool. It does look good.
I mean, I'm going to watch it. I think the political controversy over it.
It's fucking stupid.
It's stupid, right? But people are upset because there is a 2-second gay kiss in it.
Yeah, that's it.
And not even graphic in any way.
No, it's literally a lesbian couple. They greet each other at the door. They kiss, and that's it. That's it. That is it.
People need to get over their hang-ups,
and
man.
that whole message overshadowed the fact that the movie just doesn't need to exist in general, because why?
Yeah, this is the movie that the toy was based on. I'm like, wait, what?
And it's look, you get lots of cool references to old sci-fi stuff in there. Kind of looks like Alien. You get Star Wars vibes, but it's this movie doesn't have to exist.
Are we living in a weird universe of everything has to be a spin-off now?
Yeah, man. It's the well is running dry. You know what I mean?
Right. It's we're about to get, I think, 2 Game of Thrones spin-off series. We're about to get...
And that show just ended.
Yeah, we're about to get a Lord of the Rings spin-off. I mean... Or is that a reboot? I don't know.
It's a prequel, I think.
A prequel. Yeah, see, we're getting all of this stuff around IP. And just make a new movie.
Yeah. Spiderhead, I hear, is also really good. Same director as Top Gun Maverick, also Miles Teller. This also felt very COVID. Bunch of people on an island.
Right.
Talking to each other. It's just hard to get through some of those movies, especially after the energy of Top Gun and then slowing it down to this little room.
Right. Here's everything that was filmed in a small space.
Yeah. Jerry Marge Go Large, another big Paramount release that was Bryan Cranston.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Annette Bening. Apparently Cha-Cha Real Smooth is good. I don't have Apple TV Plus anymore, but Apple TV obviously had just won an Oscar. Elvis. Elvis is now out. I'm going to watch this sometime this week.
I'll watch it at some point.
I've seen lots of clips online, and I'm like, you know what? Baz Luhrmann, love him or hate him.
I'm not a Baz Luhrmann guy, so I'm not excited about this movie. I mean, I've seen his other works. He is the king of excess in all of his movies.
Exactly.
And I'm not sure that that's really my jam.
It feels like Goodfellas...
Everything's on acid.
If it was Goodfellas on acid meets a cartoon twist.
Right, and
it's weird.
I didn't really care for Moulin Rouge for the same reason. I didn't really care for,
Gatsby.
Gatsby, right. I didn't really care for Gatsby for that reason.
I like the weird gonzo nature of Gatsby. It is kind of strange.
I mean, here's the deal. Ever since I was forced as a child to watch Romeo and Juliet by Baz Luhrmann, he's been on my shit list. Because that movie is pure garbage. It's garbage. I don't care how many English teachers made you watch it. It's garbage.
We had to watch the 70s one when I was in school.
That was a better movie.
It is. They fast forwarded through the sex scene because you see his butt, and it's
you see his butt. I think her boobs are shown at some point in there.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why they fast forwarded.
We didn't watch it, obviously.
But anyways, better adaptation than the
completely. Screw you, Luhrmann.
Black Phone. Missed it. I really wanted to see that one.
Yeah, I'll see it. I'll see it at some point.
My thing with Scott Derrickson, I only really care for Sinister.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm like, okay.
Right.
The Man from Toronto.
Haven't watched it yet. It's on Netflix.
Looks like a piece of shit, if I'm being honest with you guys. I love Woody Harrelson, but come on.
Woody Harrelson does some bad work.
We're getting caught up here. We are now in July. Minions Rise of Gru apparently was really good. Everybody went and saw this movie.
Yeah, I'm not one of them.
I'm not one of them either. I did not see that one coming, but apparently it was really good. I'm not a big animated kids movie fan. If you guys can't tell,
I'll watch them on Disney Plus and stuff. Sorry, I'm not going to go to a movie theater and watch a kids animated movie. That just feels weird.
When I have kids one day, I will. But
right.
The quality of animation films from when I was a kid to now, I just feel like has dipped quite a bit.
It has. There is no Finding Nemo at this point. I don't feel like,
even
or Toy Story.
Finding Dory.
Right.
It was almost 10 years ago, and that was even such a huge quality dip than Finding Nemo. And Finding Nemo was full of heart. It was a movie. It wasn't just a kids movie. It was just a movie that everybody could see.
Right.
And I feel like now it's
none of these are the Little Mermaid anymore.
It feels like pandering to children.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Thor: Love and Thunder, disappointing.
Yeah, I wanted it to be better, and because I loved Ragnarok, but it is definitely a dip from Ragnarok.
Fuck yeah, it is. Like it had its moments, but really, just I don't want to call it a piece of shit.
No, I thought it was serviceable. I enjoyed myself, but it was. But there's no denying the drop off.
Here's my thing: when you make 4 films every single year, and you want our money 4 times a year, and you give us something that's serviceable, that kind of pisses me off.
Well, here's the thing with Thor: Love and Thunder. I think where we're at right now with Thor is we are really discounting how important Loki is to that story and how good that performance is.
Sure.
And the lack of having a Loki character in there really hurt.
Well, if you look at his character, though, even in like Infinity War to now, it's like he has an arc, obviously, right. But he wasn't a fucking idiot.
They made him a stupid character now.
He's just a goof, and it's like, okay, I get it. They wanted to have fun making a movie. Good for them.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm hoping if there's another one, if there's a 5th one, I'm okay with Taika Waititi doing it, obviously, but it needs to be better than that.
I don't think he wants to do it. I think that's like this movie is be like, all right, fine, here's your fucking floor.
Maybe, right.
All right, so speaking of the MCU, the Gray Man, Anthony and Joe Russo, this movie gets more hate than I think it deserves.
It's a C movie. People are calling it an F movie. It's not an F movie. It's a C movie.
I think it's better than Thor. I watched this movie being like, oh, this isn't that bad. I just think in terms of like a spy thriller, it's been done a lot, and it's been done better so many times.
Yeah, it has been done better.
It was kind of like The Fugitive meets Mission Impossible.
There was very little to the story itself.
Yeah.
I felt like the writing was lazy. I felt like the plot devices were overly simple to come up with.
The drone shots
were obnoxious.
See, the drone shots work in a movie like Ambulance because you're like, it's a chase film, like you're being chased the whole time.
Right, but when you're like showing the exterior of a castle and you have to have a speed drone going around to show why?
Yeah.
Why do I need to race around the building to know what the building looks like?
I know. It was just they made really odd choices.
Yeah, I did not care for it.
Chris Evans was really going for it, though, so.
Yeah, I love Chris Evans, so.
Yeah, good on him.
I give him leeway on things.
Nope. I saw Nope. Nope was actually...
I haven't yet. I look forward to it.
I loved it. Honestly, Jordan Peele is 3 for 3. Another great theater experience this year. Kind of forgot about that. I need to go see that again, but there's a lot coming out this year.
And Jordan Peele is a master.
He really is, dude. Like,
he is.
He's one of the only contemporary directors that I can say that I've seen all of his films in theaters, only being 3.
Right.
Love to keep that streak going. All right. Bullet. Okay, so we're all caught up now. Well, we got one more here, I guess. So, Bullet Train did just come out last week. I still have not seen it yet.
Me neither. I will.
I'm going to go to the theaters later, probably tonight. I'm going to go see E.T., but I want to sneak in Bullet Train if I can today. But Prey. This is not a theatrical release.
Yeah, it's not. And how do you feel about that?
I loved it. I think it's probably going to make my top 10 of the year list.
It's going to make my top 10, and I would absolutely have loved for this to have been a theatrical release. I felt like this movie got a huge disservice by not being a theatrical because the scale. Because
corporations don't want to share.
It's visually stunning, yet I had to visually stunningly watch it on my television.
There's 3 good Predator movies now, and yeah, we had to watch it on fucking TV.
Are there? Yeah, there are 3. You're right.
I like Predators.
I do too.
This is objectively better than Predators.
It is. It's
probably better than the first movie, if we're being honest, in terms of like story. You know what I mean?
Probably, but still as a film, I'm going to put the first Predator still. I mean, you're talking about 1980s Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, you're not. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I love that movie. Okay.
You're not going to outdo 1980s Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's fair.
With the Schwarzenegger IP property,
and even like the stories of production going into Predator was a nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone was getting diarrhea.
Right.
It was hot as fuck.
Yeah, you just see them just pouring sweat for the whole movie.
You know, Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to be the Predator.
They shot footage of him in that orange suit. I've seen the footage.
Yeah. And that fell apart, and so they literally...
Because he wanted to do Kung Fu, and they didn't want to do Kung Fu.
An alien that does Kung Fu. Yeah.
Right. Come on,
Jean-Claude. But, you know, it's kind of funny because Jaws had a very similar troubled production.
Yeah.
One of the greatest movies of all time. And Predator is kind of a very similar to Jaws, maybe a little schlockier, but you know, it goes to show that these productions that are like very troubled can definitely pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. But Prey was fantastic.
Yeah, like
start to finish.
I mean, it's kind of hard to like. Everyone's heaping praise on it now. There's not much else we can add to that.
Right. It has its detractors. I mean, if you read any of the detractors, they obviously have one of 2 issues. Right. Race or gender, right?
Yeah.
Most of the negative comments have come in the form of either racism or sexism for having a female lead.
I don't get it.
If you watch the movie, and I'm sure that most people saying screw this movie, Native American woman, blah blah blah. If you've watched the movie, I don't think any of them have. It all works. She's not out there throwing punches and beating up the damn alien.
And people are like, she wouldn't be able to do that. Well, guys, guess what? It's a fucking movie.
It's a movie with
aliens,
a giant alien.
Yeah, predators don't exist.
Yeah, this is right.
Who's to fucking know?
Are you seriously watching Prey and saying that doesn't seem believable to me in terms of what this girl is doing?
Yeah, I can't imagine myself as a girl.
Right.
Like, guys, come the fuck on. It's
right.
a good-ass movie.
It's great. And I'm sorry, what's her name? The actress? She's done some Marvel stuff before, and I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Sorry, I knew this earlier.
This actress in this movie?
Yeah.
She was in a Marvel movie?
She was in Defenders, I believe.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh. It's not Kristen Ritter, is it?
No. I'm talking about the Native American lead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, she's done. She has a long list. The guy who played her brother, who I thought was also fantastic.
I was gonna say I like that they're not well known. You know?
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite parts.
He doesn't have much in terms of film credits. This might have actually been his first one. I thought he was great. She has actually a pretty long list of television and film credits or television credits.
I have not seen Defenders.
Right,
but speaking of so I liked that it was all Native American actors for the most part. You know,
completely.
That's how you do representation that does not feel forced.
It was great.
You know, I mean, like
it didn't feel exploitative at all.
No, it didn't at all. And like the fact they shot it on location outside. You know, it wasn't like this big CG green screen.
Yeah, they shot it in Canada, in the mountains in Canada.
Yeah, like there is CG, obviously. I mean, you can't make a movie like this without CG. It's just
right. You can't have arms dropping off people's bodies without a little CG. Heads getting severed.
And like chasing into the fields, and he just bounces on them. You just see
yeah.
That
is there CG? Cool. Well, I mean, the guy uses a cloaking device. Yeah, there's CG.
yeah. No, they built an actual spaceship.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So Prey was good. I mean, do you want them to make more? They're going to make more Predator movies, but like, do you think they should like stick in this prequel realm, or do you want to see them go in the future? What do you think?
Here's my honest take on that, because I thought about this. I don't care as long as they're making a good movie. This was the first one I feel like since the original that really made just a cool story.
Yeah.
So, do you want to make one that's set now on Earth again? Fine. You want to make one that's set in 2792? Fine. You want to go to where they're building when they're built 4,000 years ago when they're building the pyramids? Great. I don't care as long as they're this good. Do whatever you want. Make a good movie and tell a good story.
It's a relatively easy formula.
Completely. They're all going to start the same.
Put a bunch of people outside.
You're going to have
the jungle.
Right?
In the trees.
They're going to start dropping off until someone figures out kind of what's going on. And then the alien's going to lose. Someone against all odds is going to win.
This is how good of a movie Prey was. I rewatched Predators after watching this film, and Predators has the same plot, basically. Like,
they all
in the jungle. I liked it more because of Prey. Watch it, maybe reevaluate Predators. I'm like, Predators, there's something here. Yeah. So, like, Predators is good, Prey is amazing, and obviously the first Predator. You can't fucking beat that movie.
Right.
It's great.
Now, go back and watch Predator 2 or The Predator.
Okay, The Predator is dog shit. Predator 2 is dog shit in a different way.
Agree completely.
In a great way, because I don't think there's any other movie where Danny Glover looks at somebody and calls them pussy face.
Okay, pussy face.
Yeah, he calls the Predator pussy face. Like, one of the greatest insults of all time.
But it's not good.
No.
And both of the Alien vs. Predator movies suck. Especially the second one.
We don't have to talk about those movies.
Yeah, when we're talking about Predator movies, or later when we talk about Alien movies, we could just leave the AVP movies out and just assume that those were bastard mistakes.
Yeah. And as a child, I watched those a lot, but as an adult, they make me sad.
God, that second one just pissed me off.
I know.
It offended my taste.
And here's my thing, too. I think it's a really cool idea. I mean, like, in Predator 2, they have the xenomorph skull in the ship, you know? So, like, you could easily do a cool Alien vs. Predator movie, but why are they contemporary?
Why drop them on Earth in contemporary times?
Isn't that the whole point of the Alien movies? Is, like, they don't want this to get back to Earth?
Right.
That's the whole point. So, like, fucking...
Now it's like Colorado. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like 200 years before the fucking first movie. So
right.
Literally, just fucking set it in the future. on the fucking Predator's planet, on the fucking aliens planet. It doesn't matter. On a fucking planet. Any fucking planet but Earth in the future.
Well, it's really funny because we did until we got to the Fassbender ones, Covenant,
the Prometheus films.
The Prometheus films.
I love personally.
I do too. The alien wasn't even created yet for contemporary times.
And Prometheus was some kind of weird squid thing, you know?
Yeah. It was actually being developed as a bioweapon.
Yeah. Yeah, and they kind of retcon it a little bit in the second one, but still, like
they do.
Yeah,
right.
It was created by David, which is kind of like I like the allegory for David and Goliath and all that shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
But anyways, at least they had like a creative vision, whereas an Alien vs. Predator was just like, let's play with their action figures.
Yeah, it was kind of like hey, let's drop these movies in America. Great, done. We will think not about it at all and just run with that. Yeah. Like, that pitch meeting must have lasted about 30 seconds.
It had to be because of budgetary reasons. They're like, we don't have the money to fucking create sets. Just fucking set it in 2004.
Yeah, right. Put it in a neighborhood and we'll call it good.
Well, shoot in my backyard.
Yeah, I mean, really. Yeah. God, that Requiem one, I hostily hate that movie.
Okay, and it's like, okay, we're going to talk about it because, like, there's some pretty absurd shit in that movie. But there's a bit where they drop eggs down a pregnant woman's throat.
Right.
Fucking, oh my god, yeah, kids are dying.
Yeah, it was just terrible.
And they nuked the town.
Everybody's dead except like 3 people that I couldn't care less about get on a helicopter and get away.
They nuke a fucking town, which makes sense because you can't really have evidence of this.
Right, because we have to reset for the fact that the alien doesn't show up for a couple hundred years.
But they nuke it. Like, they legitimately, like, it's a nuclear weapon.
Like, they nuke a town in Colorado.
They bomb fucking Denver, dude. Like, what the hell? Maybe that's why Earth goes to shit in the future.
Right.
It makes sense, I guess, but...
no, nothing about that movie made sense. No. Nothing. It was just hot garbage.
And the first one's PG-13, which is, like, why? Is they're both R-rated franchises that are, like, really over the top.
And popular for their gore.
And, yeah, okay, and also the Predator fucking hunts in, like, heat. In the jungle.
And now he's in
Antarctica. Yeah.
He's killed. The last big fight takes place on the surface of Antarctica in the snow on an iceberg. Yeah. Dude. They were bad.
Fuck those movies.
They don't exist.
I take it back. Roland Emmerich's made better movies than both of those films.
That's true. Rather watch... Stargate is better than both of those movies.
Stargate. We should get a Stargate poster just for
I think I will. Like, the one time Roland Emmerich almost got it right.
Almost got it right. Stargate, The Patriot.
And even the Stargate's not a great movie.
Yeah.
But it's still so much better than the rest of the shit that he's done. I mean, Day After Tomorrow, eat my ass.
Fucking A, dude.
Just
bad. That's Dennis Quaid, right?
Yes, and it's stupid. It was supposed to be an environmentalist movie that was just like, if you shut your brain off, we can make an environmentalist movie.
You know what's fucking wild? So it's like set in New York City, and like the tidal wave comes through and like just trashes New York. It's like 4 years after 9/11.
Right.
If that, you know what I mean? Like, you know what New York needs right now? More tragedy.
Yeah, we need another...
We're putting more buildings going down.
Yeah, we need a natural disaster movie, guys. all except for the kids, and they hide at the city library. They're fine in there. You know why? Because they started the fireplace.
Fireplace, yeah, and then it freezes over immediately. Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Okay, so that's what we've seen so far this year.
We've got a lot coming.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. They're pushing a lot of shit back. I was looking forward to the Scorsese film. You know, I live and fucking breathe for Scorsese, so
yeah, that's
kind of bummed that we don't get that till next year. But if it's gonna, help the quality, good. We got Aronofsky coming out this year.
Yep.
Yeah, remember Orphan? Remember that movie?
Yes, I cannot believe there's a sequel.
Yeah, okay, somebody will watch it.
That's all I can say about it. Someone will watch it.
Stallone's got a fucking superhero movie coming on Amazon.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, okay. We have not talked about this. There's a movie called 3,000 Years of Longing coming out. It's a George Miller film. Right now he's in production on the Mad Max Fury Road
right.
prequel. He slipped this movie in there with the same cinematographer from Mad Max Fury Road, and it's Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton about a genie. I can't fucking wait. Like, I saw the trailer for it. This movie looks crazy.
I've not seen the trailer yet, but I do look forward to it.
It premiered at a festival, got mixed reviews because it's kind of out there.
Sure.
I love shit like that. I love George Miller. I even love Babe and Babe 2. So
after Fury Road, George Miller gets a lot of leeway with me because that is an underappreciated masterpiece.
And this movie looks batshit crazy. Can't wait to see this movie. So it's coming out at the end of the month. So hopefully I get to see it here in Kansas. Hopefully they actually do a release for it. Zemeckis is doing a Pinocchio movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know Del Toro's got a Pinocchio movie. Why are we getting 2 Pinocchio movies? Like, there's been
like the
7
asteroid movies all over again.
But there's already been so many fucking Pinocchios. All right, Zemeckis, we'll see what you got there. Who's doing it? Tom Hanks?
Yep.
So he's Geppetto. I bet you any money Joseph Gordon-Levitt's fucking Pinocchio.
You're probably right.
All right. God damn it. That makes me kind of... Oh, whatever.
Right. I'm indifferent to the existence of that movie.
Let's see what we got here.
Clerks 3, hard pass.
Part of me is curious about it. I as a kid, when I was in high school and you're getting into movies, Kevin Smith is kind of everything.
Sure.
He's like the poor man's Tarantino, which sounds kind of insulting, but he's fun. The Woman King. Oh, that's that Viola Davis movie.
Yeah.
That kind of looks dope, honestly.
If it's Viola Davis, I'll see it.
Fuck yeah. I'm definitely going to check that one out. See How They Run kind of looks fun. It's like a Wes Anderson kind of riff. Pearl, which is the sequel to X. Yeah, so that's a spoiler, but at the end of X, they do a trailer for this movie, and it's revealed that he shot a prequel film to it. So he's kind of creating his own little universe. We'll see how it is. Don't Worry, Darling. Olivia Wilde's going to follow up Booksmart with a really strange-looking thriller.
Right.
I'll watch it.
Blonde, I'm definitely down for.
Okay, so this is like one of my most anticipated of the year. Andrew Dominik has made 3 films. Chopper, The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford, longest fucking title of all time. Killing Them Softly, and now Blonde. Blonde is a biopic about Marilyn Monroe. It is NC-17.
That's insane.
Yep. Yep. It's going to be super fucking dark, and if you have not read the book by Joyce Carol Oates, give it a shot. I've read this. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. I really like the Wikipedia synopsis about the book. I want to read the actual book itself. Very dark. So looking forward to that movie. Hocus Pocus 2. What? What do you mean Hocus Pocus 2?
This is like a... Yeah, it sure as hell is.
But there's been... Okay, well, shit.
Well, Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker. Yeah.
We're finding out about new stuff. I did not know this was going to happen. Okay, cool. Wow, the day after Blonde.
Bros, I'm going to go see. Bros is going to be...
Bros looks funny as fuck.
I very much look forward to it. I saw the trailer was amazing.
Even the poster for it is fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
The greatest beer run ever. I was telling Kevin about this movie. So this is Peter Farrelly's follow-up to Green Book, which Green Book sucks.
But, I hated Green Book. I hated Green Book.
And this is also Apple TV Plus's big movie this year. It's going to be an Oscar contender. It's about Vietnam veterans that try to go back overseas to bring good news from back home and beers for their buddies. Bill Murray, Russell Crowe, and Zac Efron, weirdly enough. So we'll see.
Right.
It's coming out next year, or next month, so we'll see if that's any good. Okay. My Best Friend's Exorcism, pass. Tar is also getting lots of recognition. It's Cate Blanchett. Todd Field directed that. Halloween Ends. I'll watch it. Just to make sure it does end, because I'm kind of over this franchise.
There will be a reboot in 2 years.
And I love Michael Myers, but this trilogy has been awful. Black Adam.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
What do you think?
Here's what I will say, and I'm going to upset people by saying this. I feel like DC Films hasn't given me a reason to give them the benefit of the doubt yet, and until they do, I'm not going to.
What about the Batman? Well, it's a separate...
Totally separate.
It's like okay. The Batman's its own thing, but yeah, Black Adam.
Maybe. I hope it's good.
I don't want it to be bad, but
I don't want any movie to be bad. Unless Roland Emmerich directs it, then it can go ahead and sign it.
Yeah, then it's already fucked.
You're right.
The Banshees of Inisherin, which the trailer for that just came out recently. It's Martin McDonagh. He made In Bruges and Seven Psychopaths.
Yeah.
So it looks fun.
They're running trailers for it now, yeah.
It looks fun. I love Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. Okay. We got a Harry Styles movie called My Policeman. All right. It's going to be on Amazon, so might as well check it out. Let's see. Armageddon Time. James Gray. Yeah, James Gray's great. He made, what was the Ad Astra?
Yeah.
We Own the Night. The Yards back in the day. And it's also, got a lot of raving reviews from, was it TIFF, I think, earlier this year? Regardless, it's going to be an Oscar contender for sure. Let's see what we got here. Amsterdam, David O. Russell.
That'll be a big one.
He's super controversial, but the cast is insane.
He's always been controversial. I don't care.
Yeah.
These people know what they're signing up for when they sign up to work with him.
Exactly.
At this point.
And this cast is fucking stacked, dude. Look
Loaded.
at this shit.
Completely loaded.
It's insane. Okay, let's see what we got here. Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, we kind of skipped over the fact there's a Weird Al biopic coming out.
Oh yeah, isn't it
Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah.
If I can stream that, I'm definitely gonna stream it.
Yeah.
Black Panther. The trailer looked really good.
It did.
I'm skeptical.
Without Chadwick, it's going to be hard to pull off. I'm not saying it won't be good. I'm not saying they won't pull it off. It's a real tough balancing act to do.
The trailer gives me confidence.
Yeah, trailer looks great.
It's nothing on the filmmaker. I just think it's the state of Marvel is what I'm like skeptical about. So
that's true too. Marvel has underwhelmed for the last 2 years.
100%.
Ever since Endgame, Marvel's been underwhelming.
We do get a fucking Spielberg movie that same day.
Oh yeah,
Spielberg's back with a movie called The Fabelmans. This is a biopic about his childhood, essentially.
Yeah,
Seth Rogen is playing his father.
That's awesome.
I know. I'm excited for that movie. Let's see here.
The Menu, which looks fun.
The Menu does look fun. I just saw that trailer on Instagram the other day, and I'm really looking forward to that. Love me some Ralph Fiennes. Is it Rafe or Ralph?
I think it's Rafe.
Rafe Fiennes. Okay. So we got. Oh yeah. Remember Enchanted with Amy Adams?
Yeah.
It's getting a sequel as well.
Of course it is.
20 years
later, right? Because they all are. Disney's digging back through their IP and like, what can we milk again?
I'm glad that James Marsden's in it, though. I
love James Marsden. He's an underrated actor.
Empire of Light was the new Sam Mendes film. Roger Deakins is shooting this. Sam Mendes, obviously, 1917 in Skyfall.
Yeah.
Third collaboration with Deakins. I'm here for it. Don't even know what it's about. But
Avatar will be the big one in December.
That's the thing.
As a blockbuster.
Yeah, so outside of Avatar in December, we have Empire of Light, which I think is going to be good. We have Shazam 2, which I could give a fuck about.
It'll sell 1 billion tickets, though.
And Babylon.
Yeah.
Babylon is the Damien Chazelle film about Hollywood in the 1930s with Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Tobey Maguire.
I've loved his work so far.
Yeah.
I love Damien Chazelle's work.
I mean, Brad Pitt, I fucking love Brad Pitt. I love movies about Hollywood.
It's a loaded cast.
Yeah.
And a screenwriter and director with a great pedigree. I mean, who doesn't love Whiplash?
I know people don't really care about studio stuff. This is also from Paramount.
Right. They
might steal this fucking year.
Sure.
So they had Jackass, Scream, Top Gun, which is the biggest movie of the summer. Yep. Jerry and Marge Go Large, which, I mean, like, had a presence on the streaming platform. Sure. You know what I mean? And then they had Babylon. So, I mean, it's a pretty solid year for a studio. If you release 5 films, all 5 of those films are relevant at some point.
Absolutely.
Avatar, though, has a really, really big chance of actually stealing the year.
Yeah, of course it does.
It's the last month of the fucking year. It's a
which means they're setting it up to make a lot of money, a lot of Christmas money, plus to put itself into awards contention.
15 years after the first movie.
Right.
Or give or take, or whatever.
And people have wanted this one the entire 15 years, too.
I don't know, though, if it's going to be any good.
That's the thing.
The first Avatar is kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, but it was a really popular piece of shit.
It was.
And I remember people were very angry that it didn't win Best Picture that year. I didn't think it was the Best Picture that year. I was not among those people. But people who went and saw the movie 10 times in the theater were like bumfuzzled that it did not win Best Picture.
And, I don't want it too bad. I want this to be good. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, I saw I think it was for Doctor Strange when they played this trailer. It was perfect.
Avatar worked because you saw it in 3D and IMAX, and that's the only reason.
And the trailer for this looks great in 3D and IMAX.
And the same thing, you're going to have to really love this movie, you're going to have to see it in 3D or IMAX. Because if you sit down on a television screen and watch Avatar, you are very underwhelmed.
And it's about the oceans of Pandora.
Right.
I like the ocean. I'm intrigued by it. I want to see that world underwater.
Sure.
Let's see. I mean, you know what? If he took this long to develop these movies and this franchise, Big Jim, let's see what he's got. You know what I mean? Like,
it better be a hit because they've announced 3 others. Yeah. They've cast 3 others.
We'll have to sit through fucking 5 hours.
They have signed contracts for all 4 of these movies.
I'm pretty sure they're 3 is done shooting.
Right. Michelle Yeoh shows up
she's in it?
In the last 3. That's how much they've planned these out. I don't even think she's in the sequel. She's in the last 3.
Damn.
That's how far out they're working.
I
on
just
these.
want to be a fly on the wall at James Cameron at Lightstorm Studios just to see what fucking.
Unbelievable how they're planning this out.
That's
what
insane.
happens if
That's
two is a
insane.
piece of shit?
I want to know. I can see them eventually taking the we have to get off planet route.
They're gonna have to.
We're gonna have to do something. Unless Pandora, it's a whole fucking.
You
planet.
can't do 5 movies on Pandora.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. That's crazy. I don't know. Well, James Cameron has made 2 of the greatest sequels of all time: Aliens and Terminator 2.
I mean,
so we'll see.
Look, Star Wars fans, aren't you tired of Tatooine at this point?
Yeah.
I am. I'm tired of seeing everything in a desert from Star Wars right now.
Yeah, we're tired of Pandora from one movie.
And we're tired of Pandora from basically what's going to be 2 films already.
I mean, they give us the ocean. We'll see. I mean, you know what I mean?
I know.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for Avatar. Is it on my most anticipated list?
Other people are having emotional reactions to finally getting to see it. I'm not in that group. No. I'm like, okay, I'll see it. But some people are like, oh my god, I
kind of want to equate this to Dune last year. Dune was a big theater experience. In the desert, this is going to be a big theater experience in the ocean. You know what I mean?
How did Dune make the desert so much better than any of the Star Wars stuff has made the desert? Because
so
they
true.
did.
IMAX cameras, baby. That's how.
Right, yeah.
All right, well, for the most part, that's it. I guess there's a Puss in Boots movie coming out that year. Shout out to Antonio Banderas.
Love Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots more that's going to come out that we really didn't mention. We just kind of wanted to breeze through this list.
So, yeah, some of it I'm not familiar with, right? I haven't seen trailers for a lot of these.
And we just did, this is for the American releases, because there's going to be plenty of international releases coming out. Obviously. And
they're going to get a lot of love. They're going to get, there is a Parasite out there this year. Because there always is.
Park Chan-wook has got a film coming out. Inarritu, who made Birdman and The Revenant's got a film coming out for Netflix. So lots of directors are putting stuff out this year. Hopefully we get a David Fincher film this year. He's shooting with Michael Fassbender for Netflix, but who knows?
You never know when the release is, right?
I think we even said Aronofsky, which we were on the list here. It's supposed to come out this year, but that doesn't have a release date yet. So this is just for stuff that is slated. So more to come. Guys, we just love watching movies in the theater.
Yeah, I want to go back to the theater on some of this.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching TV shows at home, but I want to watch a movie in the theater.
I spent a good chunk of watching Prey saying, this looks great. I really wish I could have seen this in the theater.
And hopefully it does well enough to where they'll do a re-release.
That'd be great. I would go watch Prey in the theater having already seen it.
Me too. Yeah, it's a great theater experience. Yeah. I want to be immersed in a fucking film. I want to sit in the dark and watch this movie. So that's going to do it for this. If you guys want, check out our Patreon. We have a series going on right now of watch-alongs. We did all of Peacemaker. We recently did Semi-Pro. We watched a scary movie called Incantation.
We did.
Which we had a lot of fun doing that. The quality of the film is debatable, but I think you guys will enjoy what we did with that. You definitely have a couple beers, turn the lights off, watch that with us.
That was one we should have been drinking while we watched.
Oh my god, it was, what a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But that's youtalktome.com/Patreon, or was it? Is it .com/Patreon?
I think so.
We're going to link it below, so that's even better for you guys. You don't have to do any typing at all. Just click the link, and we will see you guys next time.
Take care.